Hi there, it's Gareth from Gareth's Vape Review. Today we are going to be looking at the Cybertronic Transformer ETOPA mod. This is from our very good friends over at cybercig.co.uk. So let's have a look and see what comes in the box and take it from there. Here we go. And here we are, the close-up of the ETOPA here, or the Cybertronic Transformer. As you can see, made by iJoy, called an ETOPA. And of course this box would usually be closed. I've just done this to make it a little bit easier to get in there. Okay, so what we have here is the battery itself, or mod. As you can see, very shiny, almost lightsaberish is probably a good way of saying it, and we'll have a closer look in that just a sec. You will also of course get a far tank, a great adjustable airflow tank bottom coil, and again you get this with the kit as well. You also will get a spare head to go with the tank, and you get these two little magnetic clips here. These go into the main button, so you can either have Transformers, Decepticon, or the standard, whoever is it, the iJoy logo. So you can choose that if you wish. I have the Decepticon one in there. I'm just going to chuck these back in there so I don't lose them. And of course the spare head as well. Deeper into the box we go. You will actually get a charger with this as well. That will be separately packaged. Guys, obviously because I'm just doing a review on this one, I didn't actually send it down because I already have a couple of these already. But you will get the all-important user manual and of course the all-important battery as well. So that's the box done. Just going to move this all out the way for you. Quick look at the manual. Pretty standard manual. Carries all the information about how to use it, how to change it, which we will look at in just a sec. This apparently comes with the Far Tank G, which I think is the glass one, but mine's actually plastic, so I think they put a standard one in there. But you can use whatever you like on it. It's pretty much 510 and Ego threaded, so you have all those abilities on there as well. What we do is in the main review we will run through all the details. We have basically how to use, actually one of the better manuals as well, some very interesting information here, and of course how to fill as well, which is pretty much standard for all the tanks and the different configurations. As you notice, my manual's a little bit top heavy there. I think they off printed it a little bit, but that doesn't matter, it's still all there and it's still all visible. So yeah, nice to see a better manual for a change. Very good. Now of course let's have a quick look at the actual battery itself. I can just get into a bit more detail here. Hang on, there we go. I think it's pulled up. As you can see, can I get a bit closer? That is your main dial here. This actually will do all the changing. It has an auto mode, which is basically almost like an automatic car. You just push the button and vape and it will work everything out for you. You also have a maximum setting, which is this top one here, and then of course you have a minus setting as well, which will allow you to sort of give you a boost or a slight reduction from auto, which works very well. In auto mode for me, absolutely no fine. And then we have all our standard wattage settings, so you can actually take control of this and choose your wattage for your choice. You have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you've got a good range of wattage. No half wattage, I'm afraid, it's just 4 watts only, but to be honest with you, the difference for me between sort of half a watt isn't really that much. So and the fact that with variable wattage, which there's no variable voltage on this, it tends to auto set it anyway. So once you find your level, so say for instance you like me, you like to use about an 8 watt, you keep it like that all the time, and whatever you put on here, whether it's a far tank like this one or another head, a cartomizer, that's it, boom, you can just it will keep it to the same level as well. And what you can do if you're a little bit OCD like me, you can actually turn the little badge here and get it so it's in, and I find this is a good way of making sure I've got it in the right settings, so I now know like that. So very good. The unit will come apart quite easily. Nice smooth threads on this. Here we go, have a really nice 510 and Ego connector. We can strip this down even more. This is not a telescopic mod, but it can have 2 different types of battery on this, basically by unscrewing bits and pieces. As you can see there, I've got it into 3 bits as well. Now in the standard kit you will get the 18650 Brill Power battery, which have been working really well. Quite impressed by these Brill Power batteries. They seem to have plenty of oomph to them, and they do last a long time. And this is a 2200 mAh, rechargeable. Obviously you'll use it with the device you get. Now what we can do, let's just quickly put this together in its standard mode, and I will show you the other mode, if I can just remember how to do this. Oh no, that's the bottom bit, yeah. By the way, you can actually switch out some of these bits as well, so you can have the rubber at the bottom or rubber at the bottom. There are some pictures on my Facebook account showing the different configurations. What I've found to be better is actually not to undo the switch bit, but to do it this way. Make sure your plus side is up. In we go. You hear that beep, and then screw it all the way up, and we're ready. And it will fire, and it will glow blue as well. When you turn the dial, it does actually make a beeping sound, and that's why it's quite handy if you knock it. Obviously your fire tank goes on there, again standard screw-in 510 connection. Doesn't screw all the way up, I've noticed there's a slight gap, but if you back wind the collar on its own, you can close it up quite nicely. I'm just going to screw this down a bit more, there you go. I'm going to leave it like that, and there we go, that is now firing away quite nicely. Hang on, just let me check. Plenty of vapor, and oh, nice strong menthol as well. Handy for my cough. So there you go, that's it in the standard 18650 mod. If you want a smaller battery in this, you can actually purchase the battery separately, and you can change this to go to a smaller mod. For me personally, this feels a little bit big. I kind of like smaller mods, so let's just go through and change that down. I'm just going to grab the battery here. So that's the 18650. What you can do on the site as well, you can actually buy these little ones. This is the 18350. In fact, you can put two of these in here as well if you wanted to. I'm just going to show you the size difference here. As you can see, like two of these will make one of these. You can actually stack these up and use them in there. Personally, I don't recommend stacking batteries. I've heard that some people don't like the idea of it, but to be honest with you, this little head's quite powerful and quite tame, and I don't think you would have a problem. So what we shall do, we shall remember how to do this. Okay, 18650 goes in here. As you can see, by taking this section away, we can strip it down to here, and then this literally just goes straight in like that. Now we have a smaller unit, a bit more to what I would call a size that I would actually like if you compare against the battery there. And again, we can put the older head on. The only problem with smaller batteries is they won't last as long during charging. I'm just going to have a quick vape. Vaping like a sir, and then we can just strip it down a bit. So so you can actually make this a bit more portable. If you're walking around, it's a bit, it's a bit easier to hide something like this, or if you like something that's a little bit smaller, a bit more dainty, you could do that. But there again, some people out there I know prefer the big batteries, so to keep them happy, we shall whack this on here. Again, I could have this on the bottom here, but I'm going to keep it as is, and I'm going to put the bigger battery back in. There we go. Oh, actually, always check. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I do actually find it easier to actually not undo, because you can actually undo this bottom bit here, like so, and take it out that way. But I find sometimes it sticks a little bit. But it's up to you. Do it the way you want to do it. That's part of the fun of this battery, of this mod, is that you can change a few things around. And okay, so that's how to get the batteries in and out. That's how to configure it. And again, the variable wattage is pretty much dial your setting and go. And really, I think I should talk about the rest of it in the main part of the review. Okay, guys, thanks for watching that. Let's just see you in a few secs back up in the main review. Bits and pieces there to play around with. Obviously, I have the device here, fully up and running. I'll have a quick run through on this one because there's quite a bit in here, and you saw from the close-ups that I've done, there's quite a bit of configuration and changeability, or transforming the noises, which you have to make yourself if you're changing it on the thing. So let's quickly run through it. Now, they're doing this one for £96. Apparently they say that this is their most advanced mod that they have tried and tested to date, according to this video. Let's see now, it is has 3 different battery configurations. That's like one 18650 or 2 18350s, or you can have a single 18350, so you can have a bit of change there as well. LT is variable wattage. It comes with the fire tank as well, which I've got on top on here. Of course, you can use whatever tank you like on there. There's, you choose what you want. Let's see now. You have an automatic setting on here, which is the one I was talking about a little bit earlier, where you can just literally just vape and go, and we can give that a try now. This is in auto mode. I'm just going to make sure. Yeah, nothing it does. It beeps and it lights up blue. So there you go. So you always know what you're doing. Also, you have got lockability. 5 presses on the button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little light show. That's now locked for safety. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beep to let you know it is active. So that's quite nice. Quite nice. So let's try this in auto mode and see what we get. Actually not bad at all, which is nice. But for me personally, I've been using it in, I think, about 8 watts is what I usually use this anyway. You can tell my little logo there. Okay, so again, you have automatic select. This is basically a variable wattage only device. There's no voltage, hence no display. It's all done by the dial. You have all your standard automatic wattage setting, battery reverse protection, overload, short circuit, thermal cutout, and again, audio warnings. You have the manuals, easy to use. It has 510 and ego threadings underneath this collar. I can't remember if I actually showed that on the close-up, but if you want to use something with an ego threading, and again you need to get access to it, you can actually take this off and basically plonk it on like that, and of course this can then go back over. Just saves you having to undo it, and oh dear, it's just leaked all over the place. So I do like that, and I like the removable collars because it does make cleaning a little bit easier if you have a little mishap, which thankfully I've not had one for a long time, so I've been careful, which is good. And yeah, so this is really designed for the serious vapors, but it's still quite easy to use. Overall, you actually saw we've got on the kit as well. Like I said, yeah, it's all 1 watt. You get obviously the battery, you get the control unit, the bits, you get the tank, you get the 18650. You don't get an 18350 in it. Even though the guys that actually sent me one down to try it, you can buy those off. You might already have them as well, so you can actually quickly take a little bit of this off, clip it up, and have a smaller mod. And as you saw in the close-up videos, that can change the size a little bit, and actually for me personally, I actually found that a bit more comfortable to use. But even so, with an 18650 in there, you've got tons of vaping time. Okay, so the specifications very quickly are: it is a diameter of 22 millimeters. The length without the atomizer is 132 with the 18650, or 103 with the 18350. So you can sort of save yourself about 3 centimeters in the height as well. The weight with an 18650 battery is 160 grams, so it's not too heavy actually, which is quite nice, I guess, without the display in it. Obviously lines it up a bit. The battery cell, yeah, that comes with it. The maximum voltage output is 9 volts. The operating voltage is 3 volts to 6 volts in automatic, and the operating wattage is 3 watts to 15 watts in 1 watt increments. There's no half watts on this one, but to be really honest with you, it's very rare I actually use the half watts, so there we go. Right, now here's everything I've done. Yeah, it is definitely a very nice, very stylish unit. The construction on this is really, really good, apart from one little thing, and that is this actual dial is actually made from plastic. Now, I would personally think for a £96 mod, as well made as this, they would have perhaps used aluminium, perhaps to keep the weight down. However, it's quite a good plastic. It seems quite solidish, and it works and grips. But to me, I think that much money, this quality mod, might want to get an aluminium one on there as well, and I think a couple of other people have noticed that as well, but again, a very tiny point. Now, of course, as they said, they actually sent me this one. I actually found using this in the smaller configuration for me was actually a lot better. I am not a huge fan of big mods, even though it's not really that big, but for me it's big. I like smaller stuff. I've always been that way. Like I say, it's got actually having this little gripping on it is actually quite handy as well. You can get a good grip, and I find it's good for thumbing, and it's good for fingering as well. And with the same finger and thumb, you can tweak your dial if you need to. One of the good things about variable wattage is it's very much a set and forget kind of thing. And the best way I saw it described was by Vic Mullin, here on YouTube as well. And he compares it to a manual car and an automatic car. With a manual car, of course, you've got to do all the gear shifting, so that means you've got to do all the voltages yourself. With variable wattage, it's pretty much like having an automatic. You just basically accelerate and brake. The car does everything else for you. It tweaks it a bit. But with variable wattage, you find that baseline that suits your vaping style, and it will look at the head and automatically adjust the voltage to keep things at that wattage. So it's all like a semi-automatic. And for some people love it. I do as well. I love variable wattage as well. Like I say, but for me though, I've currently been vaping around about the 8 watts on this one. That's the automatic still works really well, and there's actually a little plus and minus mode, so you can go to maximum or go to minimum, so you can just tweak it a little bit from the auto, and they're sort of either side of that auto setting. The text is a little bit tiny. I've got pretty good eyesight, so I can just about see it, but it can be a bit of a, to see it. So if your close-up vision is not too good, you might have a little bit of a problem there. I would have thought perhaps they could have put some colouring in somewhere, or just set it so you can work out, oh yeah, that's that from a distance. We might see that in later versions, we don't know. The firing button is really nice. It's slightly concave, but fits right in where your finger goes, and every time I press it, it fires. Oh, and it makes that menthol taste even more mentholy, which I do need. A bit of a cough and cold at the moment. So yes, very impressive indeed. Now the closest rival to this is probably the ETOPA. Now that has variable wattage and variable voltage, and it has a display as well. That's pretty well made, but I feel this is just a little bit better in terms of quality. And I think this is where the price is coming from, is the actual quality of the materials of the manufacturing is made, apart from of course that twisty dial there. There you go. Best way I think I described it. Now, would I buy this? It's probably a little bit out of my own price range. I don't really go above £50 for anything, for batteries and mods. perhaps later on I might. I know some people out there will actually pay a higher price, and you know, fair play. If you've got the money to do it, go for it. I would definitely recommend it. But it's a bit like cars, you know, you can buy a cheap, easy car which will do exactly the same thing, get from A to B and back again. But you know, some people there like something a little bit better, like they like have a BMW that might be maxed out with everything in it, air cons, you know, decent MP3 player, and that's what this is. This is like the BMW with all the odds and fancy bits. It just makes vaping that a little bit more easier to do. It's certainly got the guts to cope with pretty much anything you put on here as well. I think between 1 ohm and 3 ohm heads, it will just have no problems with at all. So you know, if you've got the money for it and you want something really high quality, definitely recommend it for that. But for me personally, I would not buy it. It's a little bit out of my price range, to be really honest. But it's nice to be, like I say, the guy sent this to me free of charge, and I've actually got to bring this with me to VapeFest 2014 as well. So it will be there. This one, the one I've used and reviewed, will be there on the stand, and you might get to try it. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, but lovely unit, very high quality, very well put together. Fit and finish is absolutely beautiful on this. The fact you can change the batteries, even better. The variable wattage just makes vaping really easily, and no matter what I've put on this, it has vaped extremely well. So yeah, well done Cybercig. I think this is a good one. I think it's a little bit highly priced for what it is, but again, that's down to personal choice. But there you go. Lovely vape, high quality. What more can I say? Okay then guys, just check me out at the end of this video, and I will catch you all next time. I'll leave all the information in the show notes underneath the video. And until then, it's time for me to go and rest my poor aching voice, and I'll catch you all next time on the next review. So until then, in a rather hot and sweaty kitchen, I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Hi, if you enjoyed watching this video, please go and check me out over at www.gaffwitty.co.uk, where you'll find my blog, videos and all the stuff that I do. Thanks for watching, catch you on the next video. Bye for now.